The trans debate is starting to look a lot like the Jewish question.
As a Jewish person, I do not take references to the Holocaust lightly. And obviously, I don't think many of us do. Let's start with this. Years ago, the Holocaust Museum put out early warning signs of fascism, disdain for human rights, identification of enemies, scapegoats as a unifying cause, etc., etc. Now, people are saying things, generally non-Jewish, non-trans people, are saying things like, this isn't like Nazi Germany or pre-war Nazi Germany. They're not shipping trans people out in... It's been 90 years since the Holocaust. Like, believe it or not, things change. How we receive and process propaganda is going to change. A good way to get propaganda and information of the Jewish question was on this newsstand. Obviously, that's how people received their news at the time, where it says, without a solution to the Jewish question, there's no salvation for the German people. So if in the 1930s, the best way to spread information was through a newsstand, you can relate that to watching the news on television now, watching TikToks, Twitter, etc., where, just in the last week, on March 6th, we heard Michael Knowles speak on the same stage as Donald Trump, saying that transgenderism must be eradicated, with an entire crowd of applause. One thing that has not changed is how genocide is defined. And you can look at these yourself, but let's just look at the final, and definitely not least important, forcibly transferring children of the group to another group. For those of you paying absolutely no fucking attention, there is a bill in Florida that if it becomes law, it would literally remove transgender kids from supportive houses, even kids who are at risk of gender-affirming care, and ultimately could criminalize parents. Now let's look back here for a second. What defines genocide? Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or part. And again, for those of you living under a fucking rock while this happens to trans people, we can see here that Tennessee will be forcibly detransitioning trans youth in the next year. And of course, we're seeing the introduction of bills that, if become law, which some of them are well on their way, both kids and adults who are trans will lose the right to transition and ultimately be criminalized for it. Canada is granting asylum to transgender people leaving the United States and our family members. There are 30,000 people on that list. That's where we're at.